Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Haverhill Journal Live for Monday, December 14th, 2020. I'm Lindsay Paris, here with you tonight live from the HC Media studio. We're now bringing you the Haverhill Journal Live Monday nights at 7 p.m. on Channel 22 at haverhillcommunitytv.org and on the HC Media Facebook page, replaying at 5:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. every weekday night on Channel 22. Tonight, with Christmas just around the corner, we've got a special show with some of the best holiday fun happening locally this year. The Haverhill Garden Club is joining us to show off their Holiday Doors of Haverhill photo collection, and we're going to Gale Park to meet the group who puts up those gorgeous Christmas lights every year. Later in the show, Santa Claus will be calling in live from the North Pole to talk about his upcoming trip to Haverhill for the HC Media Santa Call-In show. And finally, the Christmas bell is somewhere in Haverhill right now. We're going to show you where. But first, every week, Mayor Jim Fiorentini is joining us to give us his latest update. Hello, Mayor Fiorentini. Thanks for being here.
Thanks very much. Well, the update this week is some positive and some negative, some full of hope and some not. Our numbers in Haverhill have skyrocketed. They started to go down the past few days, but we went from having 1 or 2 cases a day during the summertime to sometimes 100 cases a day here during this latest surge, which everyone is aware of. And I want to remind people that although good news is around the corner, I'm going to talk about that in a moment, these are still challenging times. You still have to keep your distance. You still have to use your mask whenever you go out in public, and you have to be very, very cautious. We're seeing a surge now because of Thanksgiving, because despite all of our warnings, we know family is so important, and many people had family gatherings over Thanksgiving, and we're seeing it now. We're seeing an incredible surge in cases. We've seen 4 more people hospitalized, and unfortunately, 2 more of our elderly residents die, and one of the hospitalizations being very, very ill today, not of an elderly person. So that's the bad news. The good news is help is on the way, and help is around the corner. You all know from watching the national news that the vaccine has been approved. The first trucks rolled this morning. I'm taping this on Monday. We expect to have a vaccine in this region by the end of this week, the first of next week at the latest, but probably the end of this week. It will go first to the hospital providers, and to the people who are most sick. The hospital in Haverhill is what's called a COVID negative hospital. People who have COVID do not go there. They are sent to their sister hospital, the Holy Family Hospital in Methuen. So we expect the first batch by the end of this week to reach Holy Family Hospital and the Lawrence General Hospital. And the first people to be vaccinated will be at those hospitals. Starting on December 21st, that's a little bit controversial, but starting on December 21st, CVS and Walgreens will begin vaccinating people in nursing homes, both the staff and the nursing home residents. Evidently, there's a lag between today and the 21st, a 1-week lag, so that nursing homes can rush out and get the authorizations from patients. And sometimes that's challenging because not all the patients are cognizant. They have to contact family members. By the end of this year, they are expecting most of the most urgent care workers to be vaccinated, and 20 million vaccinations they're hoping will go out by the end of the year. I know that all of you who are listening who aren't healthcare workers, who aren't in nursing homes, want to know when you can get the vaccine, and that will be sometime early next year. It's the government's goal to have 100 million people, which is 1/3 of the country, vaccinated between now and June 1st. So help and hope is on the way. I want everyone to be patient and to keep following the guidelines. Everywhere I go now, I get a little bit more nervous than I always was, because I see people, frankly, not distancing, not wearing the mask. Some of you have been great, and others are letting your guard down, and I really need you to keep your guard up. What we don't want is a repeat at Christmas, what we saw at Thanksgiving. I know this is tough. It's Christmas. Christmas is a time for families, but I really need everyone to watch it at Christmas. Stay in your pod, stay with the people you normally live with, and you can have your own celebration. That's what we're going to do as a family, the Fiorentini family. We'll have our own celebration next year once we're vaccinated. And I want everyone to at least consider that. This is the last Haverhill Journal show before Christmas, so I want to wish everyone in Haverhill the best it can be, the very, very merriest of Christmas. Buon Natale in Feliz Navidad. That's Christmas in Italian, English, and Spanish, our three major languages. I wish I know how to say Christmas in French and in Greek, but I'll let one of the listeners fill that in. So everyone, have a very, very Merry Christmas. Thanks for having me on the show.
Happy holidays, Mr. Mayor. Joyeux Noël, that's the French version. Encouraging news about the vaccine coming to the Merrimack Valley later this week. Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks. Bye-bye now.
Stay up to date with the mayor by subscribing to his blog at jimfiorentini.wordpress.com or by reading his updates on the Haverhill News page on Facebook. The 2020 Christmas season has been much quieter for most of us, with the usual events canceled or scaled back. However, homeowners are putting more effort than ever into their outdoor Christmas displays. A drive around the city will leave you in awe at the beautiful lights and decorations that are doubly impressive this year. The Haverhill Garden Club is highlighting some of these in their online Holiday Doors of Haverhill photo display. Kathy Fitz is here with us tonight to look at some of the doors and tell us about what's happening with the Garden Club. Welcome, Kathy.
Well, thank you so much for inviting the Haverhill Garden Club to tell you about Holiday Doors of Haverhill. A group of us were talking about what a tough year this is, how some people simply are grieving and just don't want to acknowledge the holiday at all, but lots of people are feeling a little anxious or sad because they're not able to have friends and family over. And so I think you're right. That's why there's an extra effort this year to make houses more festive. And so Susan Schumacher, one of our past presidents, made the suggestion that we use our website, or actually it's our Facebook page, as a display for Holiday Doors of Haverhill. And this year we thought, let's just make it super easy. All people have to do is take a picture, send it to a Gmail account that we created just for this, and then we'll post them on our Facebook.
Excellent. Now, if someone wants to enter the contest and they're not on Facebook, is there a certain way that they can get the photos to you guys?
Absolutely. It's HGC, which is, of course, Haverhill Garden Club, HGC, Holiday Doors, all one word, at gmail.com. Send it in, and then we will post it on Facebook. If you're not a Facebook user, you probably know one, and could say, let me see my door.
Exactly, perfect. Now, of course, the Haverhill Garden Club, you guys are busy all year round, not just at Christmas time. So tell us a little bit about what you're about.
Sure. The club's been around for more than 50 years, and currently we've got about 40 members, 30, 40 members, and we meet typically between September and June. We have programs in which gardening experts come and talk about different things, roses, dahlias, everything you want to know about bulbs, that kind of topic. And we also have a social time before. We also have luncheon, and in the summer we give out Garden of the Month awards to beautiful gardens that people observe. So it's a club that cares a lot about learning from one another about gardening, but also we maintain the plantings around City Hall and at the Citizen Center. We have a scholarship program for high school students who are interested in vegetation and ecology and in pursuing that. So we do a lot of different things and have done many interesting things over the years.
Right. You guys are busy. I know, and I've seen you at the farmer's market and in other locations in the past. I think I bought a rain barrel from you many years ago.
Yes, we did that. It's true.
So we'll go back to the holiday doors. So what has the response been like to that program?
Well, about 53 doors have been submitted so far.
That's a lot.
A combination. We're open to businesses. In fact, one of my favorite doors is actually Headlines Hair Salon on Main Street. They did this awesome couple of stars and some trailing garland. We are getting lit doors sent to us from Mike Jarvie, who I think it's called Jarvie Productions, and his name is Michael Jarvis.
Yes. Can you tell us some of your favorite doors?
it's really, of course, not proper to say that your own is your favorite, but I do love my door because it's got garland, pretty red garland, and I found this felt Christmas tree online, and I just thought it was fun and different, and while wreaths are beautiful, and we have many pretty wreaths that you can see on our site, I liked mine because it was a different kind of thing.
We were talking about earlier that with these beautiful holiday door photos, you may have a project in the works for the future. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, we were inspired in part, of course, by the Doors of Dublin, which I think is a poster lots of people know, the beautiful Georgian doors. And so we're hoping to create a poster and maybe holiday cards with these images that are, Haverhill doors. And then when we have our annual plant sale in May, we could offer them then, or maybe we could do it at the farmer's market. But again, to raise money for the scholarship that we'd like to give.
That is such a fabulous idea. We'll be watching for the Haverhill Doors of Haverhill poster and cards next year for next Christmas 2021, right?
Right, that's the idea.
Okay, perfect. Now, if anyone is interested in joining Garden Club, how can they get more information?
Well, first of all, you can see some information on our Facebook page, which is Haverhill Garden Club, or our membership chair is Dana Hagar, and she follows a site called Haverhill Garden Club @gmail.com. Couldn't be any simpler. And membership is pretty reasonable, considering that there are 9 different lectures that you can attend during the year. It's $30, and we are open to prorating. If you want to attend as a guest, it's only $5. But we have some great virtual programs coming up because, of course, like every other organization, we've had to go virtual. But we have two national gardening experts actually. Their webinars will be shown, one in January and one in February. The January one is called Radical Perennials, and the theme is perennials that look good, whether they're blossoming or just the foliage is interesting. And then the February one is about pollinator gardening, which is, of course, picking plants that will attract bees and birds. So.
Interesting. 2 programs I'd like to see. So that sounds good. Kathy, thanks so much for coming in tonight.
Well, thank you for letting the Garden Club talk about its important and helpful and fun project.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you guys here. Send in your holiday door photos to the Garden Club for the community to enjoy, and see all the photos at the Haverhill Garden Club Facebook page. At the intersection of Canosa, Mill, and Lawrence Streets, there's a small park that becomes a Christmas wonderland every year thanks to a group of dedicated neighbors. Yes, we are talking about Gale Park, which the park's own private association has been decorating for over 20 years. The Journal headed just down the street from our studio to meet the association's Betsy Natale.
Neighborhood Association consists of Mill Street, Saltonstall, Westland, Eastland, Woodland, this whole neighborhood. There's a couple of Lakeview, Lakeland. And the neighborhood really works together to create a beautiful space here. This is a really cool park because of the memorials. There's a World War I memorial, there's the Women's Memorial, and there's the Spanish-American War Memorial within this park. We've been caring for the park for 21 years now. And part of what we do, along with a spring cleanup and planting, and we do a fall cleanup, and then we do the Christmas tree lighting. And the neighborhood really comes together to do all of that. We have little kids wrapping the trees because they can get down low and doesn't hurt their back as much as ours. We purchase the lights ourselves. The city does help us put up the lights up above, and they do help maintain the lawn, they maintain the shrubs. So they do a lot here, but in terms of the actual lighting, the lights might come out of someone's pocket. But we also do occasional fundraisers. There's a memorial bench over here for a woman that was very active in the park. So we've raised money for specific things like that. And the people who did the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, they've donated some money towards us too. To do the park, we actually spread out the decorating over a few days. Particularly this year with COVID, we wanted to make sure that people could socially distance and families could do it together. People come when they're able, and again, with the social distancing that we needed to do, we spread it out. It probably took us a couple of weeks. So the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we had an official tree lighting ceremony. Santa came with a mask. And for this year, being 2020, we had the neighborhood, everybody bring a mask and decorate the tree with masks. So this park is, it's the gateway into the city. It's a jewel of the city, and this neighborhood takes pride in maintaining it. And what I love is that so many kids are out here helping, hanging lights, or whatever we happen to be doing. And I just think it's so important that we, teach our kids that these things don't just happen. Beauty in our community is created, and you have to teach our children how to do that. And I think that's the biggest gift that our neighborhood can give, is to teach the next generation to be good stewards, not only of our environment, but of our community.
Gale Park is at the intersection of Canosa, Mill, and Lawrence Streets, where the light display will remain through early January. We have a special treat for you tonight. Santa Claus is at the North Pole preparing for his holiday rounds on Christmas Eve. But before he makes his trip around the world, he'll be flying down to HC Media for the live Santa call-in show on December 21st at 5 p.m. And he's on our Google Meet right now to tell us about it. Santa, so glad you've got all the modern technology up at the North Pole so that we could do a video call. Are you all ready for Christmas this year?
Always. I'm always looking forward to bringing out the toys to the little children and seeing their smiling faces.
That's great. Santa, I hear you're coming to Haverhill on Monday, December 21st, where you'll be right here at HC Media taking kids' phone calls.
Absolutely. I'll be coming to Haverhill to take calls from all you children that didn't get a chance to send out your list and or forgot something when you see me at one of the malls or wherever I may be. This will give you the opportunity to call in and tell us all about what you're looking to get for Christmas. That way, we'll do our best to see if we can get it out to you in time for the Christmas run.
Santa, thanks so much for talking to us. We'll see you a week from tonight.
I'll be looking forward to seeing you and hearing all those little requests from all the children down there in Haverhill. So Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you on the 21st. From 5 to 7, so don't forget, tune us in, give us a call, and I'll talk to you directly, okay? Merry Christmas, okay? Ho, 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 ho.
All Haverhill kids are encouraged to call in and talk to Santa on HC Media's Santa Call-In Show, which will be broadcasting live here on Channel 22 and at HC Media's Facebook page Monday, December 21st from 5 to 7 p.m. Hey, it's a Christmas miracle. We have an extra story for you tonight. Wondering where the Christmas bell is this year? You can find it at 1 Janet Road. Take a look.
Hi, this is Rolly, also known as Mr. Christmas, with the Christmas bell once again this year, all decorated. Everybody's welcome to come see it, take a picture with it. It will be playing music, hopefully every weekend. Be here till probably New Year's Day or New Year's weekend. We got all the trees lit up, the house is lit up. I have a banner out front which you can see, this is Merry Christmas with snowmen on the end. Got the bell all lit up and have some Christmas cutouts made by Stephen Kakidis. He lives on Lansing Avenue. You can go by his house too. He's got a lot more than I got. Everybody is welcome, and have a good Christmas from HC Media and me. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Haverhill is full of unexpected Christmas cheer this year. And that's our show for Monday, December 14th. Thanks so much for joining us. This is our last show of 2020, so have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everyone, and we'll see you in January. I'm Lindsay Paris. Good night.